Jimmy, still in the doghouse, gets up and rips a decoration off the beef bell. Then he pulls the clapper out of the bell in an attempt to end all beefs, so Ben tells Brian to come down and supervise his bad dog. Jimmy reminds Brian that he asked for Jimmy to be put here, but also thanks him for teaching him to listen to the basement through the floor. Taylor's status is updated. She is actually a freeloader. TJ cheerfully chats with her in the morning and says he's surprised to be so popular with the audience. The fish spend the morning with Nifty, and her annoying liberal mom habits increasingly motivate Brian to get her out of the house. The fish tilt the morning conversation towards Kyle Rittenhouse, black people, gun ownership, and eventually say they think Nifty has been canceled for saying knickers last night. When Nifty doesn't react, the rest of the fish leave Jimmy to distract Nifty while they scheme. They discuss Jimmy while he's away. But other than Trish, they all seem to agree he's not an issue compared to Nifty. Jimmy happens to eavesdrop while they read Taylor's notes on Jimmy's sex life. Surprisingly, he marches in and says,
"My employers wish for me to tell you. You can just ask me these questions yourself."
I'm just curious.
No, you're an open book.
They all are made to wear charcoal exfoliating masks for their skin and not for any other reason. While wearing the masks, the fish must participate in a pair of immunity challenges. First, the fish must toss pool noodles at each other and shout, "Ooga booga," which doesn't remind me of anything.
Welfare.
Part 2 of the challenge is to hide throughout the house so a special guest can look for them. Denier, a new freeloader with no ironic characteristics, searches for the fish, and Brian, the winner, is found last. In the triathlon challenge, TJ is the captain of the Pall Mall team, and Brian is the captain of the Lucky Strike team. In the first leg, each team must vie to be the first to finish 3 packs of cigarettes. Jimmy asks Taylor to slap him to take his mind off the fact his team must smoke Pall Malls. Brian is confident because he smokes the most of anyone and smokes as many as 8 at once. Next, each fish on a team must eat 10 hot dogs. Brian's team barfs over and over to finish faster. When Brian's team moves on to the final leg exercise, Jimmy quits early, claiming TJ picked Taylor, who won't eat, when he said to pick Taylor, who was a much stronger competitor. He says that he can't do all the work and shouts back and forth with his teammates until he snaps.
Yeah! Fight me!
No.
The judge takes Jimmy aside.
Doesn't matter. I don't care about anything you're going to say. I want you to not get physical with a girl in this house.
The only way that Jimmy will be allowed to stay would be if he says he's sorry and Taylor permits him to stay. Jimmy gets the chance to apologize to Taylor. It's full of excuses, but she accepts.
I'm so sorry. I swear to you, I hate being angry.
Jed acknowledges how dedicated Jimmy is to entertaining the audience. He drafts a restraining order requiring Jimmy to stay 10 feet away from every woman in the house. The majority of the residents agree Jimmy should go home. He is too unhinged to stay. TJ beats himself up, saying he wishes he had done more to protect Taylor. Fish and TTS pressure TJ to ring the beef bell on Jimmy because Jimmy was a bad teammate and to defend Taylor, so he resolves to do so soon. Nifty performs her stand-up. It's great. Everyone is super entertained.
But I'm pushing through. So where was I going after that?
Whole ass women, 2 whole ass women.
Yeah. Well, he only gets 3/4 of one. By
Me!
Me. Are you done?
Me!
Oh my.
J fat dyke nigger.
Judge announces that the elimination challenge will be stand-up and will happen on January 1st. Each fish must perform a 10-minute set. Next, TJ rings the beef bell on Jimmy. The challenge is swamp wrestling, also known as Indian wrestling in normal contexts. In a close match, Jimmy wins the final round.
That's a Jimmy victory, boy.
I'm not letting you shit ever, you fucking faggot! I fucking win! Fuck y'all! Bitches!
Nicely done, Jimmy. Jimmy.
Trish, after complaining all day that she hated it when Jimmy hugged on her, requests to exclude herself from the 10-foot rule and join the victor in his room, saying all is forgiven. Denier is allured by Halo, and Brian at the very least pretends to rejoin Jimmy's side. While TJ is trapped in the doghouse, Brian takes his chips to prove to the judge that he's willing to fuck people over. He reflects that Ben told him last night he should make just one good fucking decision. He returns the chips and says,
Don't ever fucking betray me. You understand me? No.
The next group session starts with Shinji talking about how he judges no one, not even Jimmy. The judge challenges him for having safe opinions. Brian worries that TJ is too soft and is overly worried about popularity. Judge and Ben interrupt. Popularity isn't everything. They say they engineered Josie, the popular girl, winning, so would they really do it again? Multiple participants say Jimmy's meltdown was the worst part of their time on the show, but some don't defend his actions but do defend his feeling of being overwhelmed, saying his teammates let him down. Offhand, the judge mentions that 9 out of 10 times Jimmy would have won Indian wrestling against TJ due to his build. That's why they chose it. Mid-meeting, Brian and Trish are taken aside to a room in the house they have not yet visited.
We're not going to be here long. Do you want to guess what this room is?
Looks like a seance kind of room. Looks like the...
Well, there's that table.
There's that table. It's actually a hospital bed.
Looks like a therapy table, like a
Yeah, looks like a
one-on-one
therapy room.
Okay.
type of thing.
This is where the actual game starts. That down there is an audition in the den.
Okay.
Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Put the pieces together. Think about what that means. This is also a secret. You're not to tell anybody about this place.
Absolutely.
Upon his return, Brian turns on TJ with sudden heat. Man the fuck up, he says. It's going to fuck you to be so nervous. Brian gets even more heated against Dunier. He didn't try during the triathlon. He's too soft. He's not ready. Dunier says he has acting experience and can hack it. But Jimmy says Fishtank is a lot more like the streets than acting. A new freeloader enters out of the blue. Delaney, a 32-year-old woman, is invited to speak and says Nifty would be the first to leave. Nifty tries to justify herself with stars and crystals bullshit, and they condescend her. The judge says it doesn't matter.
She can abstain from challenges. Because she's a paid actress.
Jimmy and Shinji are asked to room together in the green bedroom. Taylor, and Brian move into the pink bedroom, and all the freeloaders move together in bedroom 3. TJ sleeps in the doghouse with Taylor next to him. TJ tells Taylor he's more of a man than Jimmy is.
Romeo and Juliet doghouse alert, forbidden love alert. They're about to make sweet, 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 passionate love alert.
But,